22.
Big yo.
So, second best. Well, U of M Dearborn went 0 of
Of all
8.
time?
I mean, the last 7 years, that's all I have. a bunch of us were like 47 and 48 that were like, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think of it like that. I might actually do pretty well. And he's like, but don't worry, there's a lot of like guys in their 40s that were like going freaking Olympians. So, like, I was like, your dad's probably one of them. It's like,
I don't know what his problem is. It's so weird. He'll get into like, I've done this my whole life. He'll go like 6 months where he just goes hard all the time, and then he'll just go another 6 months and just not do anything. But he's actually been sticking with it for a while.
well, good for him.
He's like, yeah, I missed yesterday, so I doubled up on a workout today. I'm like, I don't know how he does it.
I've taken like the dad approach, and like I need motivation to do it because otherwise I won't do it.
Yeah.
But if it costs me money, then I'm like I have to do it because otherwise I'm wasting my money. And this is such a like dad approach to take. Like,
Hey, whatever works. I think that's what motivational part for him as well, to be honest.
plus, you know, like getting healthy is good, but wasting money is bad. So
Yeah.
turn those lights off in the room when you're done. You're done.
Good. Any of you who want to participate in coordinated basketball games and recipients that would like to participate in the pregame handshake line, please come down to the sporting bench on your right.
You gonna watch any XFL games?
I was just, somebody was texting me, it was like, actually, it's not that bad. Like, I want it to do well.
We'll see how long it lasts. I hope it lasts. It'd be kind of cool. Be a nice filler until the NFL.
There's no reason why they can't make it work, right? I just don't know who to root for. There was a team that drafted a Temple quarterback. I'm like, well, I guess I can root for that. I don't know what team. I really have to have a rooting interest. If I don't, then I'm like, I'm gonna go out of my way. Not that the XFL depends on me for their ratings. Good afternoon and welcome to the Cardinal Fieldhouse on the campus of Concordia University, Ann Arbor for another edition of Cardinals basketball. I'm Josh Hackala and Jacob Brenke will be here momentarily, and the Cardinal men will play the second game of our doubleheader as they host the Aquinas College Saints in a huge game as the Cardinals are trying to go for the season sweep and improve their chances of getting into the postseason. Earlier, the women used a strong defensive performance to take out Aquinas 59-42 to split the season series. They won it. They did it with defense. They held them to 25% from the field, 6% from three, 1 of 17. And Aquinas scored just 42 points, a season low for the Cardinals defense, as they move into fourth place, sole possession of fourth place. And on top of that, we did not get an update until after we went off the air earlier. Lawrence Tech was knocked off by Madonna. So the Cardinals, with the win, are within one game of third place in the conference, although unfortunately the Lawrence Tech had the season sweep on them, so they have the tiebreaker. But still, things very much alive here. But for the men, it's a massive game for the Cardinals. They come into today's game having won 2 straight and now find themselves in sole possession of the 8th and final conference playoff spot. A win today would give the Cardinals a season sweep over Aquinas, and more importantly, they would hold the all-important tiebreaker over the Saints. So this year, the Cardinals, some pretty consistent leaders on offense, led by the team's top 2 scorers, Gerald Booker, Greg Alexander, but with the 2 of the Cards' top 3-point shooters out injured. 2 role players have really stepped up in the last 2 games. Jordan Winowicki scored a career-high 20 points, 6 of 11 from 3 in their win over Northwestern Ohio last Saturday. Then on the road against Rochester, it was Matt Lockhart who came off the bench, scored a career-high 16 points, a career-best 6 rebounds as Concordia defeated Rochester for the first time, 72-71. Alexander had a team-high 19, Booker at 17, and Paul Zisk had his 3rd double-double. Let's pause for the playing of our national anthem.
So our athletes and coaches glorify you for their best effort today. We each team competes to win without apology, yet engage in this competition with the spirit of sportsmanship and respect for the opposing team. Give each of our players the focus and integrity to play this game in a manner that is pleasing to you. We pray for the safety of these athletes and that you protect them from serious injury and harm. We pray all of this in the name of Jesus. Amen. And now, today's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Aquinas.
All right, we're coming to you live from the Cardinal Fieldhouse here in Ann Arbor with the Concordia men set to take on the Aquinas Saints. Josh Hackala and Jacob Brenke here with you, and welcome all of you watching on the Concordia Cardinals YouTube channel. We're going to take a look at the starters momentarily, but the Saints really began 2020 with an 81-74 home loss to the Cardinals that began a 5-game losing streak, which was snapped with wins over U of M, Dearborn, and Lawrence Tech. And now they enter today's game riding a 3-game losing streak, which has put them into last place in the conference standings. However, they're still in the hunt for the WHAC playoffs. They are just a game and a half behind the Cardinals in 8th place, so this is a big game for them as well. All right, let's take a look at the Cardinals starting lineup. It's going to be the same lineup they've thrown out there for the last few games. Bernard Casanda, the 5'11 sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Greg Alexander, the 6'3" senior from Middle River, Maryland. Gerald Booker, the 6'1" redshirt senior from Walled Lake. Jordan Winowicki, the 6'5" sophomore from Fraser, Michigan. And Paul Zisk, the 6'9" senior from Somerset, Michigan. For the Saints, we're going to Bo LePage, the 6' senior from Durant, Michigan. Truman Hillis, the 6'6" redshirt sophomore from Caledonia, Michigan. Deshaun Lewis, last year's All-WHAC second team selection, the 6'5" senior from Detroit. And Jesse Hillis, the 6'1" sophomore from Caledonia, Michigan. He is the cousin of Truman, not brother, as I was informed. Gabe Overway, the 6'8" freshman from Holland, Michigan, rounds out the starting lineup. Saints are led by head coach Ryan Bertoya, the 8th year with the program, 4th year as head coach. They are 8-15 overall, 4-9 in the conference, in 11th place. Cardinals under Ricky Yan in his 7th year, 8-15 overall, 4-9 in the conference. And we'll head back over to Aquinas as we are underway here. And Jacob, what are you expecting out of the Cardinals here? They've been playing well as of late. Aquinas needs a big win, and both teams need a big win today.
Well, they really had some good senior leadership coming out of that road win at Rochester. Greg Alexander really stepped up. He's had a really up and down, kind of a roller coaster season. When he's able to produce and the Cardinals are able to have a couple pieces off the bench in the form of Lockhart or in the past Horonis, where they're able to get about 8 to 10 points, Cardinals have a really good position to win any game and beat any team in this conference.
Deshaun Lewis opens up the scoring for Aquinas. Transfer from Grand Valley State. Saints returned 7 players from last year's team, including their top 3 scorers. And that is travel. Or this year's star has been junior Davion Benton, who transferred in from Neosho County Community College. I think that's how you pronounce it. Kansas, out there, and a Chicago native. He's had an immediate impact, leading the team in scoring, rebounds, steals, blocks, field goal percentage, and he's tied for the conference lead in double-doubles with 10. So they got their top 3 scorers from last year and this new addition in Benton. Cassandra called for the foul, and that'll put number 30, Jesse Hillis, at the free throw line. Hillis, their 3rd leading scorer, just under 10 a game. Aquinas leads the all-time series 23-7. And while they lost the last meeting, as I mentioned, they've won 3 of the last 4 and 10 of the last 12. Zisk unable to corral that one, but it falls right to Winowicki. Alexander brings it out to Booker, gets a screen from Zisk. He attacks the paint. Good ball movement. Winowicki for 3, just off. The Saints bring it back up the floor. Knocked away by Booker, and he comes away with it. And he left it behind. Cassandra gets it back to him. Alexander for 3. Yes! Great start for Alexander.
That's exactly what the Cardinals need. When they have Booker and Alexander Zisk all producing, as Zisk rejects it, and the Cardinals are going to come away with it and pick up a foul for the Saints.
Nice little sequence there. Zisk, one of the best shot blockers in the league. 4th best at a block and a half a game.
Their senior production definitely leads this team, and it gives even their underclassmen that motivation and confidence to go and do what they need to do without trying to overdo.
Good ball movement for the Cardinals. Winowicki open again. That one he got. Back-to-back 3s for the Cardinals, and they take the lead. Overway looking inside. He sets the screen. Now they go back the other way. Gets it all the way out. Hillis, no good. Hits the backboard and threw everybody off. Overway pulls it down.
Another missed three, another offensive board.
That's back-to-back shots that Booker has just been caught way too far underneath the basket, not in a position at all to, A, put a body on a Warrior, excuse me, a Warrior, a Saint, or get the rebound.
Cardinals lead cut down to 1. And a traveling violation.
Colton Ritzma and Tyler Black checking into the game for Paul Zisk and Bernard Casanda. Ritzma tallied a career-high 10 points in the 9 minutes of action against Rochester on the road on Wednesday night. And their 72-71 win over the Warriors.
And gave him too much space there. Winowicki rips down the rebound. Cardinals not wasting any time. Up the floor. Black in the paint. Out to Winowicki. Another three on the way, and it's down. You know, he had a career-high 20 the last time he was on this floor, and the numbers, he just disappeared numerically from the score sheet. I was thinking, oh, where's he at? He only had a couple points on the road against Rochester. He is back in a big way to start the game as Black misfires. Offensive rebound for the Cardinals.
Development of Winowicki throughout this season has been a great revelation for this Cardinals' future moving forward in this program.
On the other end, converting.
Jesse Hillis.
Now they close on Winowicki quickly, leave Alexander open for three. He left that one a little short. On the other end, laying it up and in, and it is all tied at 9. That's Gabe Overway, the freshman from Holland. The city in Michigan, not the country, of course, but
Got a foul on the floor on the Saints, going to be called on number 22, Deshaun Lewis. Sammy Ryans and Justin Larry checking into the game for Aquinas. Also checking in for the Saints is Miles Patton. Tyler Black electing to wear the t-shirt underneath his jersey, a new look for him. Maybe trying to feel something out. Maybe it'll get him in a better rhythm offensively. Maybe he likes the feel of it. Simple adjustments that players make every now and then to maybe change up their game. Make it feel right when they're out there on the floor.
Nice jumper off the mark. Ritzma battling for the rebound, unable to get it. Just a little over 5 minutes old here, and it's tied at 9. Overway fighting for position inside. Jesse Hillis drives. Nice finger roll for Jesse.
Beautiful finish there at the end. Nice little soft touch high off the glass. Able to find the bottom of the net to give the Saints an 11-9 lead.
Three-pointer, Tyler Black in the corner. Cardinals are firing from outside. 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Got themselves a 12-11 lead here at home. And Hillis lost it, somehow saved it to Overway.
Cardinals have yet to make a basket inside the arc so far.
And that one rattles out. And we got a foul. Crashing the boards, it was Justin Larry.
Andrew Myers checking in for the Saints, and for the Cardinals we got Matt Lockhart and Emmanuel Dominguez. As Josh mentioned earlier, Matt Lockhart coming off that career-high 16-point performance, also grabbing 6 boards in 27 minutes of action on the road in Rochester on Wednesday night.
Booker. Dominguez gets into the lane, kicks out. Lockhart, pump fake. Winowicki, he wants that 3, and Hit it off the front rim. See the confidence. He hit 6 threes in that Northwestern Ohio game. Already got 2 here today. Jesse Hillis knocks down that triple, and it's a 2-point lead for the Saints.
Tyler Black wasn't given a lot of room to Hillis there, but he just knocked it down.
Hillis already with 10 points and answering on the other end of the Cardinals.
Matt Lockhart from way downtown running the play that looks like the championship winning shot for Villanova a couple years ago in the tournament. Just handed off from behind as Hillis pops open for another 3. Pulled down by Lockhart.
1-point lead and the ball. Black attacks and scores. New shirt, new stats here. 5 points to start the game. The Saints not wasting any time. Offensive rebound by Benton. Oh, that's circus shot. It was pretty. Sammy Ryans, the junior from Grand Rapids.
What an up-tempo offense for both teams going up the court these last few possessions. Almost hard to keep track of everything that's going on.
Inside, ripped down by Benton.
That's another hand that the Cardinals want to get going in order to try to have a lot more scoring production is Gerald Booker.
Into the lane and scoring is Sammy Ryans. The Cardinals need a timeout. Aquinas with an 18-17 lead, just under 12 minutes to play here in the first half. It has been an entertaining start, up and down action. Both teams shooting in the mid-40s and a clean first half of the first half of basketball.
Yeah, pretty fun to watch the teams go up and down the court. A lot of athleticism being shown, a lot of heart and hustle early on here in the first half. But again, Jordan Winowicki starting off strong for the Cardinals, 2 of 4 from downtown for 6 points. Tyler Black also doing it underneath the basket and beyond the arc, 5 points for him. Greg Alexander and Matt Lockhart also with long balls as well. But Jesse Hillis already with 10 points, only 8 minutes and 5 seconds into this game so far. He's been leading the Saints offense.
Well, as this game is big for these two teams, as Aquinas are trying to climb up into that number 8 spot. The Cardinals trying to hang on to that number 8 spot to get into the conference tournament. Got other games going on. We got Madonna and Lawrence Tech. Madonna with an early 18-12 lead. Cornerstone with an early lead over Rochester. And Indiana Tech up 36-30 over Northwestern Ohio. U of M, Dearborn, and Siena Heights square off later. Inside to Paul Zisk. Gonna back in on Benton. Send it out. Lockhart step back. No good. Zisk tried to pull it down. Benton won it.
Something the Cardinals can try to pick up on Benton. When he starts to bring the ball up the court, he always goes behind his back. Maybe he's a little bit of a game plan that they can get moving forward and try to get a couple steals.
Yeah, moving screen there, Miles Patton, the sophomore from Brooklyn, transfer from North Carolina A&T.
Alexander with the ball on the far side, kicks it up top to Lockhart, down to Tyler Black, into the post to Zisk.
Zisk backing in, finds Lockhart, 10 to shoot. Lockhart attacks, Benton swats it away and comes away with it. He got 1 on 4. He's gonna try to go for it, and he gave it away. Black, Lockhart scores.
That's great communication there from Lockhart and Black there. They were about 5 feet apart from each other. Little dish there at the end, knew right where each other were going to be, and a great finish there by Lockhart. Contested underneath the rim.
You can see them both playing with just a little bit more confidence than the last few games we've seen them, and especially with Lockhart. And that ball goes up into the rim. That'll be jump ball. It'll stay with the Saints. Seeing that with Winnewicky, too. Of course, a good 20-point career-high game will certainly help the old confidence.
4.
Alexander, Manny Dominguez, and Paul Zisk, Gerald Booker, and Matt Lockhart out on the floor for the Cardinals. Send it out to Benton.
Greg!
8 to shoot. Ryans with a hand in his face, and he hits.
Really good defense there from Booker. Even took the separation, was able to get back and put a hand right in his face. Just a better shot there by Ryans.
Dominguez out to Alexander. Still hit it. He got a low pass, went down to get it. Came up firing, and the Cardinals are back in front, 22-20. And Lockhart gets a piece of it. Those long arms. I'd say a deceptive, really good shot blocker. Lockhart, statistically the second best shot blocker on the team behind Paul Zisk. Got 16 on the season. Justin Larry at the free throw line. Sophomore from Caledonia, Michigan. He's a 57% free throw shooter on the season. And it's 1 of 2. And a whistle and a foul. Dominguez hits the deck. That's a foul called on Malik Jones, a redshirt freshman from East Lansing, Michigan.
Derek Murray, Jermon Hillis checking into the game for Aquinas.
Inside to Zisk.
Zisk yet to find the bottom of the bucket so far today.
4 to shoot. Dominguez puts one up with a hand in his face, and he hits. 4-point lead. Coach Ricky Yan.
Rotate!
I was like, this little shove delivered by Dominguez to Lockhart, get him in position. I think all the excitement getting to the Cardinals' heads a little bit.
7 out of their 9 made baskets so far from three-point range. It's a lot to be excited about here.
Alexander sends it to Lockhart. Into the paint, goes inside, turnaround jumper. Oh, couldn't get it off the front of the rim. And a reach and foul of Lockhart. It's his second personal. I'll bring Winnewicky into the game. Lockhart will have, was it Lockhart? No, it is. Zisk and Lockhart will have a seat. Kasanda and Winnewicky return. Here's Malik Jones. Up top to Murray. Derek Murray, a local kid returning. Backs in, kicks out. Inside, nice pass right to the glass. And Overway puts it in.
Malik Jones with a great dish there, creating that basket. Gerald Booker, and one.
How did he get that up in among the 4 arms that are right in front of him?
That's a way to enter the scoring column in today's contest. That's Gerald Booker's first bucket, and it's a strong one at that. Give the Cardinals a 4-point lead prior to his free throw attempt. We've seen Booker heat up a lot throughout his 4 years here at Concordia. If he can get going, he's a microwave, and he can change a game really quick here for the Cardinals.
And double figures in 6 of the last 7 games. He is the team's leading scorer at 14 a game. Up top now, Truman Hillis gets it over to Benton. Benton lost control, got it back, and he drew the foul on Winniwicki, who's pleading his case. And he will not win that argument. Winniwicki's first. That'll put Benton on the free throw line. He has been well traveled. The kid from Chicago, started at Harper College in Illinois. This was an accomplished high school player in the Chicago public school system and led the conference in scoring at Alcott Prep, 26 points a game, 10 boards and 4 assists. He went to the Chicago Public Schools High School All-Star Game, which is no small accomplishment. Went off to Harper College where he kept things going, averaging a double-double, was an all-region selection. Then he ended up at Neosho County Community College in Kansas last year before ending up in Aquinas. Inside Booker, pump fake, got his man up, but he missed the layup.
Appears as though there may have been a little bit of contact there. Booker get a little frustrated after that miss there.
Rotate. Rotate.
Cardinals by 3. Nice spin move going reverse, ran out of real estate under the rim. That was Derek Murray. And Alexander lost it on the way in. Murray takes it away. On the other end, offensive foul, Jordan Winniwicki.
And you could see Winniwicki lining that up as soon as he saw Saints cross the timeline. He just cut the angle there, put his body in a great position to draw that offensive foul. And a huge turn of events. What could have been a 1-point lead for the Cardinals now remains at 3 with the chance to build on it.
Starting lineup out there for the Cardinals: Kasanda, Alexander, Booker, Zisk, and Winniwicki. Alexander. Put one up, no good. Offensive board and the putback for Paul Zisk, his first bucket of the game.
Great job there by Zisk cleaning up the trash there and able to push this Cardinal lead back up to 5 here with 6.5 remaining in the first.
All the way up and way too far and into the backcourt. It'll be Cardinal basketball. The last time these two teams met, it was Paul Zisk. And Zisk, he loves playing against Aquinas. And playing at Aquinas even better. Had a career high 20 last year at Aquinas. And what did he do this year? He had another career high 20 points. Zisk sets the screen. Alexander over to Booker. Booker beats one man, gets to them, tries to float it up, gets his own rebound, puts it back in. We got bodies on the floor. And we got a 30-second timeout for the Cardinals as they have their biggest lead at 7 points. 5:51 to go in the first half. And what has been an entertaining first half here on a sunny, snowy day here in the Fieldhouse.
A great sight to see there after seeing 4 bodies on the floor, everyone coming up pretty much injury-free after a scary sight there. But a great finish there by Booker. Great tenacity to follow his own shot and finish. Give the Cardinals a 7-point lead. Two Cardinals with 6 points, Greg Alexander, Jordan Winniwicki, followed by Matt Lockhart and Tyler Black with 5 points each off the bench. Zisk and just recently into the scoring column with that bucket a few possessions ago. Pretty clean game so far, 9 turnovers between both teams so far. For about 14 minutes of action here in the first half.
There's Jesse Hillis. That shot no good. Battling for the offensive rebound for Aquinas. No good, but the putback, that one's no good. Somehow the Saints come away with a now 3rd opportunity. There's Truman Hillis. And another deep 3. That one's no good.
Stop ball!
Saints closing in on Alexander and Winniwicki out on the arc. Greg pulls up from way downtown, falls a little bit short there.
Truman with the rebound. Now Jesse over to Truman. Now Jesse with it. Inside to Benton, and he scored, and he gets the bucket and the foul on Zisk. Gonna put Benton back at the free throw line.
It's a great pass there, put in only a place that Benton was able to get that, and it gave him the position on Zisk, and Zisk trying to close out there late, but unable to do so effectively.
Benton at the free throw line, 2 for 2 today, 2 points, 5 rebounds, now 4 points, and make it 5. Benton, their leading scorer at 11.7 a contest, the second leading rebounder in the conference, just under 9 per contest. Booker backing in, kicks out, but thrown behind. It looks like Black was headed up to the top of the key and threw it behind him. So a 4-point lead for the Cardinals, 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Saints with the ball. Looks like we're gonna tie some shoes and such a faster process than my daughter's game last night. Like 6 or 7 kids all having to get their shoes tied at the same time. Saints with good perimeter ball movement. See if they can produce a shot out of it at the elbow, now out.
8, 7.
Cardinal zone giving them trouble, 5 to shoot. A little too strong there, Black with the rebound. Pushing it up the floor. Black, left hand, looked like someone got a piece of it, might have been Benton. And threw it behind, Zisk going down for the ball, and it's underneath. That's gonna be a tie-up, and the Cardinals, no? Oh, they're calling a kickball on Zisk. So he went down, the ball was on the floor, basically fell on top of it. And it did contact his foot, so in theory, it is a kick ball. So now it's Saints basketball, 4-point lead for the Cardinals. Coming down low, Larry draws the contact, and Zisk. Nope, that was gonna be on Zisk, so his second personal, team 6th. I'll put Justin Larry, the sophomore from Caledonia, Michigan, at the free throw line. Went to East Kentwood High School. Had 6 points and 9 boards the last time these two teams met back on January 4th. Misses the second. Rebound for Dominguez.
About 2.5 minute scoring drought here for the Cardinals, been stuck at 28.
And traveling call on Dominguez. Sixth turnover for the Cardinals, 5 for Aquinas. We approach the 3-minute mark. Benton. Patton comes back outside. Jesse Hillis tried to feed Patton. Now they knocked away by Winowicki. Benton goes into Winowicki, and not much you can do about that. Now a 2-point game. Dominguez lost the ball. Benton takes it away. Now the Saints with a opportunity to tie or take the lead. Oh, offensive foul called on Sammy Ryans.
Kip French set to check in for his first few minutes of action this afternoon. Manuel Dominguez takes a seat on the bench.
French had some solid minutes off the bench against Northwestern Ohio. Didn't play against Rochester. Black kicks. Winowicki for three. Yes! He is feeling it here on this floor. His 9th three-pointer in almost 3 halves of basketball here at the field house.
8 3-pointers for the Cardinals today, really making their money from beyond the arc. 24 of their 35 points coming from long distance.
Time, Miles, time.
A blocking foul on Winowicki. That's his 2nd personal. So Zisk with 2 and Winowicki with 2 and Lockhart with 2. Deshaun Lewis has 3 for Aquinas. It's the only real foul issue for the Saints.
Benton will be shooting 1-on-1 at the line for Aquinas.
And he leads the team in points. And, oh, we got a DeMonte Bean coming into the ball game for Concordia. Making his 3rd appearance of the season. Cardinals linebacker. Now with Monte Bean, the freshman from East St. Louis, Illinois. Got his first 2 games at Kalamazoo and then at CIT against Nebraska. Benton knocks them both down. 3-point lead for the Cardinals.
Overweight checks back into the game for the Saints here. Looks like Benton's going to get checked out by the athletic training staff after that hard collision with Winowicki on the baseline.
Booker has Bean up top, Kip French. Bean sets the screen. Booker just fighting to get to the rack, goes off glass and good. 7 points for Booker. He's also got 3 assists.
That dangerous little hesitation up at the top. Oh, great pass there. Oh, but foul called on Greg Alexander. Patton will head to the line for 2.
I'm going to put Miles Patton at the line. Shooting 46% from the free throw line this season. And misses on that one. And knocks down the second. So you got 2 former football players on the floor for the Cardinals right now, with Tyler Black bringing the ball up the floor. And DeMonte Bean, the linebacker in the paint, setting some screens, now trying to get some position, and Booker gets to the free throw line. Foul on Bo LePage.
Booker doing really well right underneath the basket with the dribble drive penetration today. Normally he's able to knock down some in-your-face 3-pointers from beyond the arc, but hasn't had need to do so far this afternoon.
Like, used to be his bread and butter, was attacking the basket. And then after his injury, sort of diversified his game a little bit. Shot 35% from beyond the arc his redshirt junior year last year. Number's been a little bit down this year, but makes it tough on the defense when you don't know if they're going to blow right by or drop one in your face. 38-33, 1:15 to go.
Cardinals doing a great job so far this afternoon, shooting 48% from the field, 57% from 3-point range. Unfortunately allowing 7 offensive rebounds and second chance opportunity for the Saints.
And that pass gets through to Gabe Overway, lays it up and in. Say this is about the score this game deserves. I think a tight game, relatively low scoring. Two very good defensive teams. The Cardinals get it out to Black. Alexander Black finds a lane, tried to feed it to Bean. Knocked away and stolen by the Saints. 25 seconds to go, clock is off. We're gonna play for the last shot here.
Bean has been doing a really nice job setting those on-ball screens and peeling off really quickly. He has a really quick peel off of those and is getting some separation, but the Cardinals are not feeding it to him so far. Possibly something they could try to utilize in the second half.
Down to 5 seconds. Jesse Hillis. Fade away, no good. Bean trying to fight for the rebound. That shot is no good. And he brings some size to the post. It's not, they don't have a lot of depth in the post. And I think if they can get a player like Bean to get some solid minutes off the bench and relieve players like Zisk, maybe when they get into foul trouble, could be useful. But 38-35 is your halftime score. The Cardinals and Saints going head-to-head here. As you mentioned, 48% for the Cardinals from the field. Aquinas at 45%. Actually, after that last sequence, it dropped down to 42. Aquinas, 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. The Cardinals, 8 of 14. So I guess in a way, you could look at it from the Saints' perspective. Your opposition hits 8 3-pointers, and you are playing on the road and shoots 48%. You're shooting 42%, and you're only down by 3 at the half. Rebounds, Saints lead at 20-16, 8-3 on the offensive glass. Assists, the Cardinals have assisted on 10 of their 14 baskets. They lead in assists 10-4, steals 3-2 in favor of the Saints. Turnovers, 8 for the Cardinals, 6 for Aquinas. Each team with 2 blocks. Points in the paint, 24 of the 35 points for the Cardinals, or for the Saints have been scored in the paint. Points off turnovers, 7 for the Cardinals, 5 for the Saints. On the individual side, Jesse Hillis with 10 points to lead all Saints. Davion Benton with 9 points, 5 rebounds coming off the bench today, their leading scorer. Gabe Overway, 6 points, 3 boards. Sammy Ryans with 6 points off the bench for the Saints. For the Cardinals, Jordan Winowicki with 3 3-pointers, 9 points, couple of rebounds. Also, Gerald Booker, 8 points, couple of rebounds. Greg Alexander, 6 points, 3 rebounds. Tyler Black, 5 points, 4 assists. Matt Lockhart with 5 points. A balanced attack for the Cardinals. They lead at 38-35. A big game for both teams and trying to get into the conference tournament. We'll have more of this game coming up. And we'll have some more seniors to honor here during halftime at the Fieldhouse here in Ann Arbor. So for Jacob Brentke, I'm Josh Hackler. We'll take a break and we'll come back for the second half. Cardinals lead at 38-35.
I am grateful for having the opportunity to continue playing basketball in college. These past 4 years have taught me how proud I am for the different teams I have been a part of these last few years. It has brought me so many good friendships and memories that I will have forever. I can't wait to take the things that I've learned from basketball and apply it in life. After Concordia, Shelby plans to attend a postgraduate physical therapy program to complete her education. Shelby, thank you for all you've done here at Concordia. And best of luck in your future endeavors. Our next senior we would like to honor today is Jarek O'Neill. Jarek is a senior athletic training major from Gary, Indiana. Jarek is accompanied on the floor by Thomas, Raylan, Raina, Rebecca, Ida, and Contrell. While at Concordia, Jarek was a part of the Cree Healthcare Professionals Club. As an athlete, Jarek was a 2-year student athlete for women's basketball. Jarek says her favorite memory as a women's basketball player was playing in her first CIT. Playing in front of that atmosphere crowd was fun. It reminded me of some intense rivalry games. A few words about Jarek O'Neill from Coach. Jarek is an incredible basketball player, but far more important, she is a tremendous young woman. She was a prime example of a student athlete that uses their sport as a vehicle in their life. Jarek has never had bad body language, never vocalized negativity, and always focused on being a great teammate. Oftentimes, even when I was not in the right mood, it was Jarek who would say, quote, "Hey coach, don't forget to smile," and immediately reminded me of the blessing that we get to be a part of. I will miss her passion for the game, her genuine love of being a collegiate basketball player, and the way she carried herself on a daily basis. Coaches often say they want to recruit players they believe will be a joy to coach, and I can say to my core that Jarek has been nothing but a joy. I will miss coaching her dearly. I'm playing at Concordia, Jarek said, Playing for Concordia was truly a blessing. For the 2 years I've been here, the environment and people have been nothing but amazing. Concordia has helped me connect closer with God. My family, teammates, friends, coaches, and professors have all made a great impact on my life. I'm going to miss being a student athlete. Thank you for all the great memories we shared. Jericho plans to complete her master's degree here at Concordia in the athletic training program. Jericho, thank you for all you've done here at Concordia, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Our next senior that we would like to recognize is Rachel Perry. Rachel is a senior biology major with a minor in chemistry and a degree dental program from Global's, Michigan. Rachel is accompanied on the floor by her mom, Carrie, and her father, Ed. While at Concordia, Rachel was president of the Pre-Healthcare Professionals Club and a member of the Concordia track team. Rachel says her favorite memories as a women's basketball player is running Syracuse, a preseason conditioning exercise, for the last time. A few words about Rachel Perry from Coach Hafford. What I think I'll miss the most about Rachel is her tremendous heart. Her ability to show and feel empathy for her friends, family, and teammates is second to none. Rachel and I have spent countless hours having conversations in which she simply wants to know how she can help the team or a specific player who seems to be going through a tough time. She was the first to free coffee, a shoulder to cry, or a person to listen to any and all of her teammates when they needed. No matter what difficulties Rachel faced, mental, spiritual, or physical, she always tried her absolute hardest and gave her best effort. Rachel is going to be an incredibly successful woman due to her constant desire to succeed in a never-quit attitude. I will greatly miss Rachel's heart and empathy, not only for her teammates, but for us coaches as well. I'm playing in our final season. I'm playing at Concordia. Rachel said, playing college basketball for 4 years has been an amazing experience that I will be forever thankful for. I have met amazing people and have made great friendships. Being a student athlete is something that has helped me grow as a person and learn valuable life skills that I will use the rest of my life. I'm grateful for my coaches and my parents always supporting me. After Concordia, Rachel plans to further her education in dental school. Rachel, thank you for all you've done here at Concordia, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Our final senior this afternoon is Rebecca LeBerge. Rebecca is a senior business major from Quebec, Canada. Rebecca has been accompanied on the floor by her teammates. In addition to being a student athlete on the women's basketball team, Rebecca is also a member of the track and field team. Rebecca says her favorite memory as a women's basketball player was completing the 12 hill run as a team during preseason when everybody had to come together to push through. A few words about Rebecca LeBerge and coach. More so than she may believe, Rebecca has truly been a blessing to my life and to our team. As Becca and I have often discussed, sometimes when we feel like someone or something in our life has helped us on our journey, the truth may be that we're put in a new situation to help someone else in seeking their journey. There are a number of different lessons Becca has helped teach me as her coach, and I have confidence in that I believe her time here has helped further prepare her to be a future business leader. Rebecca's patience, kind heart, and enjoyment of her friends/teammates has been fun to watch and be a part of. I will miss having the opportunity to be coaching Rebecca, but I am incredibly proud of her for who she's become. On playing at Concordia, Rebecca said, even though I only played at Concordia for 1 year, I can definitely say that I grew as a person during that short time. My teammates inspired me and pushed me to be more selfless, focused, and hardworking every day. They taught me more than they know. I was also able to strengthen my relationship with God and grow closer to Him. I am forever grateful for my coaches, friends, and family that have helped me along the way. Rebecca plans to return to Concordia next year to complete her studies and compete on the track team. Rebecca, thank you for all you've done here at Concordia, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Give it up for our 2020 Concordia women's basketball seniors.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse here in Ann Arbor. We're getting ready to start the second half as the Cardinal men leading 38-35 at the break over Aquinas. Josh Hackla here with you. Jacob Brenke will be here momentarily. He is still probably feeding his face with the Senior Day festivities here at the Fieldhouse. Earlier, the women picked up a big win, 59-42. The defense was strong today on Senior Day, holding Aquinas to 25% from the field, 1 of 17 from beyond the arc, holding to the 42 points, a season low for the team for the defense, as the Cardinals move themselves into 4th place, and with a loss by Lawrence Tech, they are now a game out of 3rd place and have a chance to move up even further here in the final. After today, it'll be 4 games left in the regular season. But here for the men, 38-35 is the score, and they need a win if they want to hold on to that number 8 spot. And Aquinas, they have a lot to play for. They're sitting at the bottom of the table, but a win here would boost them right into the like a half game behind Concordia for the final spot. So Jacob, a lot to play for in this one, but I don't know, how do you see this one shaking out here as the Cardinals have discovered a 3-point shooting acumen, which has not been their MO the whole season?
Well, I wouldn't bank on them shooting as hot of in the second half as they did from beyond the arc. So try to mix it up a little bit. Know that Aquinas is going to make adjustments to put a hand in your face on the perimeter and be able to beat them off of that dribble, that first step, and be able to create some space inside, open up Zisk to get going a little bit more. He only has 2 points. And try to work it a little bit inside out, and then it'll open up the 3-point game that much more if they are able to retain that hot hand in the second half. But so far, everything's looking pretty good, keeping it pretty clean in regards to the turnover margin. Just be able to go out there and execute in the second half, and they should be able to get a good win here at home.
Cardinals shooting 57%, 8 of 14 from beyond the arc. 3 of 5 from Jordan Winowicki. Greg Alexander's got a couple. In fact, actually, the last 2 games that Greg has played against, or the last game that Greg played against Aquinas, so back on January 4th, he hit 4 3-pointers. Last time out on the road against Rochester on Wednesday, he hit 4 3-pointers. He's been on a bit of a roll. What has been kind of an up and down season. Still the second leading scorer. Stepping in and giving the Cardinals exactly what they need, an outside threat. He kind of does it all defensively and rebounds the basketball. And a huge addition for this team, and a great senior to honor, as Alexander right on cue on the attempt. And that will go off of Jesse Hillis. I'll stay with the Cardinals. Jesse Hillis, Truman Hillis out there, the cousins. Bo LePage, Deshaun Lewis, who is playing with 3 personal fouls, and Gabe Overway out there on the floor for the Saints. Cardinals out there with their starting 5, Casanda, Alexander, Booker, Winowicki, and Zisk. 10 to shoot, step back 3. Booker banks it in.
Looks similar to the shot he made the last time the Cardinals were here at home against Northwestern Ohio, able to put that game away late.
11 points for Booker. That shot's no good. Casanda, after it was tapped out by Winowicki. Booker thought about it. And the Cardinals are going to have to set things up. Booker gets a screen from Zisk. Kicks out. Winowicki, a quick release. Rattles out. Alexander with the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds. 9 3-pointers for the Cardinals, and we just began the second half.
Definitely something to keep an eye on moving forward if they can continue this hot streak.
Well, you could call it the Hronis effect. But he is out, and it's unclear if he's going to be able to come back with a shoulder injury. And on the other end, Casanda unable to hit.
Nice job by Truman Hillis at the other end for the Saints. Prior to that possession for the Cardinals. Cutting down the lead to 4.
Been tough for the Cardinals. Austin Harless out for the year. And looking, Tom Hronis isn't officially out for the year, but that's 2 big 3-point shooters right there as Lewis lays up an easy basket. It is a 2-point game, and Alexander answers on the other end. He'll go to the line.
Switches from his right hand to his left hand in the air, draws the contact, goes around the flying arm there of Overway, and somehow able to get it just above the rim. Able to knock it down for the Cardinals, trying to finish off the three-point attempt here with the free throw.
The third best free throw shooter in the conference, 84%. Overway picks up his first personal. Their big center in the middle, 6'8" freshman. Alexander had a hand in his face. Zisk with the rebound. Kasanda attacks. Winowicki. I think he wanted that. Kasanda's open for three. Rattles out, and a foul was Winowicki, who's going up for the rebound. And that is being called on Deshaun Lewis, his fourth personal foul. That is huge for them. He was an all-WHAC second-team selection last year, the senior from Detroit. Although with the addition of Davion Benton, taking sort of some of the scoring load off of him, and Kasanda tracks it down. He's got acres of space out there, decided to play it across.
A good block initially there by Overway, but good job by Kasanda to track it down.
Zisk backs in, right hand, no good. Goes right into Overway. Three-pointer from Bola Page. And ends back to a 2-point game. This has been a really good game. Back and forth between these two teams. The question is, can the Cardinals, who hit 9 3-pointers to this point, can they maintain it? And get their baskets from elsewhere as well. So Booker, offensive foul on Zisk.
Matt Lockhart and Colton Ritzman going to check into the game. And that's something that the Cardinals really struggle to win games, is when they have one of their big names like Booker, Alexander, or Zisk really struggling. And today that happens to be Zisk so far, as he's only has 2 points so far with 3 rebounds. Cardinals trailing in the points in the paint category 28-14. So that presence down low just isn't there right now for the Cardinals. And I think if they're going to want to win, they're going to try to win this game, they got to influence their will somehow down low.
There's Truman Hillis guarded by Lockhart. They go down low. Ritzma. Overway got the shot to drop. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds for the freshman. Alexander comes back to his right, goes back to his left, and Overway was there to take it away.
Overway finding his way in his hand, and basically all these last few plays as he drives in. Oh, and can't finish the posterized slam.
He tried to break the tie with a dunk. It did not work. There's Hillis going inside. He can't finish, and that was off of, it looked like a Saint. And they're clapping behind me, so that would probably lead me to believe it is Saints ball. Screened by Coach Bertoya.
Manny Dominguez checking in for Greg Alexander.
Manny's also hit a 3 today. 6 different players hitting 3-pointers for the Cardinals. Overway under the basket. Did he step on the line? Yes, he did.
Nice job by Colton Ritzma. Put himself in a good body position, kept his center of gravity low, forced Overway to step out of bounds.
Tied at 44, 15:30 to go. And a tight game throughout. Lockhart. Oh, and that pass took a deflection. That'll stay with the Cardinals. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Cracking game. What's the cracking game?
Booker goes in on Overway, unable to hit.
Go! Corner.
The more shots like that the Cardinals are not able to convert, blocking foul is going to be called there on Manny Dominguez. The more shots the Cardinals can't convert inside that three-point line just gives that Saints defense that much more confidence to just spread out a little bit, keep a hand in their face on the three-point line, but also trust their bigs down low to take care of business underneath the cup.
Jesse Hillis going to the free throw line. He had 10 very early points. Just the first 5-6 minutes of the game, and then we haven't heard from him since. He's 4 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists today. Transfer from Davenport. Last time these two teams met, he had a game-high 22 points. So it is a 1-point lead now for the Saints. Good ball movement. Booker, 3. A little too strong. They bring it back out to Jesse Hillis. They go over his head, and Lockhart's there to pick it off. Tried to feed it Overweight. Overweight's 6'8". If you're going to throw it over his head, that was not a good pass. Casanda, mid-range jumper, left it short.
Looked like Casanda was going to get his own rebound there, but Hillis able to drive and finish underneath the basket.
His first bucket of the second half. The team's third leading scorer, averaging just under 10 points a game. Lockhart inside, Booker. Did he travel? Yes, he did. And the Cardinals are going to take a timeout. The lead now, they give the ball over to the Saints. A 3-point lead for Aquinas. And a big game for this team as the Cardinals trying to win this game and complete the season sweep, which would give them the first tiebreaker if it comes down to it, which in this very tight race between 4 teams going for one spot. And Aquinas, they have the tiebreaker over Aquinas and Northwestern Ohio. However, they do not have the tiebreaker over Lawrence Tech. So it is going to be a tight race down the stretch.
It's been a 7-0 run here for the Saints in the last 4 minutes of action. Last bucket for the Cardinals coming from Greg Alexander on that and one underneath the basket. The Cardinals going to reset here during this timeout and look for some answers, as they know the Saints coming up with some defensive schemes that are preventing them from finding the bottom of the net.
Well, it is not an easy path for the last 4 games for the Cardinals. They play at U of M Dearborn, always a tough game. At Indiana Tech. They will finish off the regular season home schedule here against Madonna, who are ranked in the top 25. And of course, Cornerstone, who's not as strong as they have been, but a weak Cornerstone is better than most years of other teams. They're still very strong. And they will play them and wrap up the regular season on the road on February 22nd. Back underway, 3-point lead for the Saints. Point inside is Benton, and it's loose on the floor, picked up and scoring. That's Miles Patton. Black into the ball game, lost the ball, and the Saints come away with it. It's now a 5-point lead, trying to make it more, and it's off the mark. 2 Saints there for the rebound. Stripped, and here comes Black. Winowicki. Reverse. Oh, was that pretty? Jordan Winowicki. You thought he was just a spot-up shooter. He's got some news for you. That shot is off the mark, and here is Winowicki. Cardinals' chance to tie things up with a 3. No, bad pass there. Dominguez will inbound. Now it looks like Greg Alexander will toss it in. That was not a good pass. Aquinas playing some aggressive defense. You want to put some zip on your passes. Zisk. Hands off to Manny. In the corner for Winniwicki. He drives, goes in, and offensive foul. Third personal foul on Winniwicki. Not good news with 12:29 to go. Derek Murray going to check in, the Ann Arbor Pioneer grad. Justin Larry will come out. Up top, a 3-point lead for the Saints. And Ryan up top to Hillis. That one is down. He doubles the lead. Approaching 12 minutes to go. Down low to Zisk. He's going to go to his left. Skip back out. Now Winniwicki. Hanging in the air is Dominguez. Lost it. Jesse Hillis in traffic, and he gets fouled on the way there.
The Cardinals still struggling to find their presence inside the paint down low, and it's just really causing a lot of troubles because Aquinas does not have to crash as many men inside, which leaves fewer openings for shot opportunities outside. Cardinals got to find some answers to spread out the love a little bit.
17-8 is the score here in the second half in favor of the Saints. And in the corner, and just like that, Ahab made it now 20-8. A 9-point lead. The Cardinals need a stop here. Slow things down. Kip French into the ball game for the Cardinals. Gets it into Zisk. Backs in. Good fake. Kip French for three. Left it short. Saved by French. But Zisk couldn't hang on. He had a real good look at it. Paul's going to check out. Truman Hillis will return. Miles Patton will have a seat. Jesse Hillis bringing the ball up the floor. Here's Hillis with a hand in his face, and he hits it. And just like that, it is a double-digit lead for the Saints. Alexander has that one swatted away. French is there. Dominguez open. Alexander rattles it home. They needed that in a big, big way.
Prior to that three-pointer, the Saints have gone on a 19-2 run since the 18:03 mark here in the second half. Cardinals really struggling to find the bottom of the net from anywhere on the floor right now.
Good ball movement there. Ryans for three. Goes after his own miss and nearly takes out the referee in the process.
Joe Booker checking back in for the Cardinals.
Alexander with his, he's got 12 points today on 3 of 7 3-point shooting. Booker backing in and draws the foul. I'll call that one on Truman Hillis, his first.
Really good defense up to the point where he reached in. He really had the body position and control over Booker there. Got a little too over-aggressive there.
Malik Jones checks in. French, nice pass into Winniwicki. Oh, he missed it from in close. Cardinals get another possession. Booker, finds his way through, missed it though. Looked like he lost the handle on it on the way up.
Cardinals with a lot of missed buckets right underneath the basket from their bigs, from their guards. It's a lot of missed opportunities so far for Concordia right now. They could definitely cut into this 8-point deficit that they find themselves in.
It's going to stay on this end. The Saints want a timeout. They lead it 57-49. And good news for the Saints. They have only Deshaun Lewis, one of their better players, has 4 personal fouls. No one else has multiple fouls. On the Cardinal side of things, Winowicki has 3, Zisk has 3. But the Cardinals really in the second half have struggled shooting the basketball. They're down to 38% from the field, Aquinas at 46%. They've still hit the 10 threes. You know, we knew that was obviously a positive coming into the second half, but could they maintain that is the question. Statistically, you would say probably not, but they have to find a way to get their baskets from elsewhere.
Well, outside of Winowicki, who is typically the Cardinals stretch 4, he sometimes plays the 5, and then when they have a smaller lineup they're going against. But the 2 big men that the Cardinals typically roll with in the forms of Ritzma and Zisk are combined 1 for 2 shooting with 2 points. And that right there just shows the dominance that Aquinas is having underneath the rim right now and the lack of presence that the Cardinals have in regards to just being able to work it down low and get some easy points under the basket.
Cardinals break the huddle with French, Booker, Winowicki, Kasanda, and Alexander. And they throw it in, go right back, open 3, and that's one heck of a play drawn up out of the timeout for Derek Murray. Back up to 11. Alexander, does he have an answer? No. Inside, Murray hangs in the air and hits over French.
French did a really nice job, but at the end it was just a size advantage that really helped him get that bucket there at the end.
Booker lost it, got it back, hangs and unable to hit, but he'll go to the free throw line. Booker 2 of 3 from the line today. He's got 11 points and 3 assists. So Booker to the free throw line. Leading the team in assists and steals. Assist turnover ratio, he's really put it all together for his senior season. Redshirt senior season. Paul Zisk back into the ball game for the Cardinals. Winowicki has a seat. Cardinals have won 2 in a row. The Saints have lost 3 in a row. And that one's no good. Rebound by Benton.
Concordia men's and women's basketball coming off back-to-back sweeps last Saturday here against Uno, and on the road on Wednesday night against Rochester, trying to go for another one as the women did their part. Men find themselves down by 13 right now.
Benton has it blocked by Zisk. Up ahead to Booker. He's got 2 men trailing. He hits it and scores and will go to the free throw line. They needed that.
You gotta be smart at shots at this point. You gotta be smart at shots. You can't let that boy.
Great sequence of events there for the Cardinals. Zisk able to get a block at the other end after struggling so far to be able to get off some shots so far here today. Able to do something defensively on that end, which turns into an and-one opportunity at the other end for Gerald Booker.
Zisk averaging a block and a half a game, 4th best in the conference. He's got 3 swats today. Still a lot of time left, 8-11 here in the second half. Booker makes it a 10-point game, so 10 points and with 8 minutes left. Definitely not insurmountable. Jones. Back up LePage, now they switch it over to Murray. Back up to Malik Jones. The East Lansing native goes down to Overway. With a right hand, good. Zisk trying to play careful with 3 fouls.
Make sure you get his touches to get you open.
Inside to Zisk with a right hand. Blocking foul is the call. The hoop and the harm. What they needed. Bo LePage called for the foul, his second.
Kip French has done a really nice job off the bench, really doing a great job playmaking for the Cardinals right now. Able to get some separation from his defender, drive down low, try to find a dish on the paint, on the block, try to get something going down low for the Cardinals. And that little pick and roll there from Zisk.
Unable to complete it, though. Back to a 10-point game. This crucial game between these two teams. Aquinas can move within a half game of the Cardinals in 8th place. Cardinals, with a win, can sweep the Saints and own the tiebreaker. 7 to shoot. Murray stops and gets blocked.
Another block there by Zisk, and that's going to be a shot clock violation against the Saints. First block initiated by Lockhart. Second attempt by Murray underneath the basket, swatted away by Zisk.
4 blocks today for Zisk.
Zisk doing a nice job ball hawking there, trying not to pick up his 4th personal foul. Cardinals have a chance to break it to single digits.
Alexander. French for 3. No good. Alexander going for the rebound and unable to save it. Murray in a race, wins the race.
Sloppy transition defense there from the Cardinals after that muffed possession on the offensive end as Lockhart gets swatted away.
Murray in traffic, kicks out to the wing. Open 3 is down. Bo LePage, the senior from Durant, Michigan. And that is a huge bucket for the Saints as they extend this lead.
And I hate to point it out, but on that transition, even that one right there was about 3 Cardinals just kind of lackadaisically jogging back to defense. And, I mean, there's just not much you can do when you're down by 10 trying to cut into a lead. You don't have the time to just jog back. You got to be aggressive for every second or the final 6:13 here in this game.
Well, much needed timeout, 6:13 to go. 69-54 is Aquinas has broken this one open, and they've outscored them 34-16 here in the second half. After what was a really tight first half. It's been all Saints. Cardinals with 13 turnovers. Aquinas with just 10. Rebounding edge, 40-27 in favor of the Saints, 14-8 on the offensive glass. Cardinals shooting percentage has fallen down to 38%. Aquinas at 48. DeMonte Bean back in the game. Maybe trying to give the Cardinals a bit of a spark.
I mean, he can get it up, and he can throw it down. Maybe a little posterized dunk here for the Cardinals. Maybe that's what they need to cut it to this 15-point lead.
French, Alexander, Bean, Lockhart, and Winowicki. Inside to Bean.
Talk about some zip on the pass.
Yeah.
Bean probably the strongest player on the court right now. Almost threw it through the whole body of Greg Alexander.
Alexander, open 3, no good, but there is Lockhart with the tip-in.
Lockhart doing a nice job crashing the boards there, getting around LePage.
Lockhart with 7 points, couple of boards. Backing Bean in. They're going to call that one on Bean. Going one-on-one with Gabe Overway. 6'8" against 6'5". Find Overway. Hillis, the high man today, 21 points. Dishes it, loses it. Lockhart, open three, just dribbles and tried to put it down. Would have cut it down to a 10-point game, and on the other end, it's a layup and a whistle and a foul and a free throw coming. Jesse Hillis now a season high, 23 points.
Transition points today here for the Saints have really been the difference maker. Really just going to the other end, full throttle. Not giving any headway for the Cardinals to come back in transition defense.
Well, his best game of the year prior to this was against the Cardinals. He's been a Cardinal killer this year, 22 points back on January 4th. 72-56. What can the Cardinals do in the final 5 minutes? Open three, Black knocks it down.
There'll be a flop warning issued to Justin Larry.
So Aquinas will inbound. Cardinals really got to push it here. 4:40 to go. Clock is not on their side. And Overway with the offensive rebound and the easy putback. Winowicki, open three, down it goes. Fourth three-pointer for Winowicki.
Got to have some defensive stops here at the other end for the Cardinals. Got to shut them out down low, force them out wide. Force a lower probability shot for the Saints.
That layup off the mark. Lockhart off and running. Full head of steam, pulls it back. Winowicki's just going to launch it. No, that looked good, but off the back iron. Black thought about the three. Gets to the basket, fights for it, and will go to the free throw line. Foul called on number 23, Justin Larry. And a timeout for Aquinas, 74-62. Cardinals really in panic mode here, trying to get back into this one. 3:38 to go in what is a big game for both teams.
Well, Alexander can cut it down to 10 if he's able to convert on these two free throws here. Definitely not out of reach with the way that the Cardinals have been shooting the long ball today. They're able to find some hot hands here late in the game. This could be quickly a one-possession game before we know it.
Well, some scores from around the league. Madonna leading Lawrence Tech 96-77, so that's good news for Cardinal fans. Cornerstone and Rochester doing battle. Cornerstone leading Rochester 64-57, about 5 minutes left in that one. Indiana Tech edging Northwestern Ohio. Northwestern Ohio making a comeback there. So Indiana Tech coming away with the win. We got U of M Dearborn and Siena Heights playing later on. So with a Lawrence Tech loss, that helps the Cardinals. Northwestern Ohio also losing, so that also helps the Cardinals. So it kind of softens the blow if the Cardinals aren't able to come all the way back today. Alexander hits the first. Hits them both. It's a 10-point game. And all the way up to Overway, and he's going to slow it up and kill some clock, but Lockhart makes him pay for it and nearly saves it. Talk about the effort play by Matt Lockhart. And Can you imagine if he would have somehow kept that in play? This place would have erupted.
He's an extremely electric player. He's very quick and very agile all over the court. Even in pregame warm-ups, he's throwing down some crazy reverse 360, one-handed, off the top of the backboard dunks. Very athletic kid.
Two to shoot. Is he going to get it off? I don't think he got it off in time. And it is a shot clock violation. So good news for Aquinas. They bled 30 seconds off the clock. The bad news, they didn't get a shot off. So Booker, Winowicki, Alexander, Zisk, and Lockhart out on the floor. 3:06 to play. It is a 10-point game. Cardinals need to get back into this one. And that one goes in off the glass, and Booker will go to the line for a chance for a three-point play. I was just looking, and I remembered the Saints have suffered a late collapse recently. Their home game against Rochester, they were up by, I think, 5 or 6 in the last 5 minutes of the game, and Rochester went on a 19-0 run and beat them. So that was part of their 3-game losing streak. Just thought I'd bring that up. As that shot is missed. Unable to complete the three-point play, but they get a bucket. 8-point game. All about stops now for the Cardinals. Lockhart stays with Hillis. Tight defense for the Cardinals. Hillis, he's got Alexander. Alexander went by him. Rebound, who's got it? It comes away to the Saints. They go inside to Patton. That one's missed. The tap in, no good. Rebound Zisk, here come the Cardinals. Winowicki for three. Oh, rattled out, offensive rebound, putback is good. Booker, again.
Booker loves the crunch time here in Ann Arbor. Every time the Cardinals need a bucket, he somehow finds a way to get him right when the Cardinals need it the most.
18 points, 4 rebounds for Booker, but can he hit these free throws? That is the key. He's 3 of 7 from the stripe today. Shooting 65% on the season. It is a 5-point game. Cardinals and Saints. Backcourt pressure coming from the Cardinals. Their leading scorer bringing it up the floor. Jesse Hillis kicks out. Gets it from his cousin, Truman. Now back to Jesse. Benton gives him a screen. 10 to shoot. Hangs. Finds Benton, offensive foul, Winowicki does it again.
Jordan Winowicki's presence for those types of moments right there in regards to offensive fouls, his positioning perfect, his timing perfect, his energy flawless. Exactly what the Cardinals needed. Defensive stop, down by 5, just under 2 minutes with the basketball coming out of this timeout.
And Winowicki, you know, I thought when he was starting to get the starts, in which he has earned this starting job with not only his shooting, but his effort at doing the dirty work, rebounding, setting the screens. But now they need to rely on him a little bit more for some scoring. Losing Tom Horonis, their best three-point shooter, hitting 6 three-pointers the last time he was on this floor. Today he's got 4, and he has drawn 2 big charges. Now the Cardinals with a 5-point deficit with the ball, 1:50 to go. Booker leading all Cardinals with 19 points. Alexander and Winowicki with 14 each. Tyler Black with 8 points. Matt Lockhart with 7.
You can imagine Aquinas going to lock down on Winowicki and Booker coming outside of this timeout. So Cardinals going to look to see if Lockhart, Zisk, or Greg Alexander can come up with a big bucket here to cut it to a 1-possession game.
Winowicki, he's going to get a lot of hands in his face. Now they give it into Booker. Booker goes in strong, and it gets in there somehow. He just wills it into the basket. 3-point game, 90 seconds to play. Jesse Hillis. Finds Overway. Overway hands off to Truman. Whistle and a foul. Winowicki called for the foul, his 4th personal foul. That'll be 1 and 1. 7th team foul.
Cardinals have to get a rebound here regardless of what happens.
And he hits the first. Truman Hillis, redshirt sophomore. Misses on the second. 4-point game, Cardinals with the ball. Oh, and he lost it. Booker lost the handle, and Benton takes it away with a minute left. Cardinals can still get a stop here and be in good shape. Inside Benton, he's got Lockhart, he's gonna need some help. Finds Overway, misses the shot. Benton is there for the putback, and it's good. Benton will go to the free throw line. Zisk commits the foul, his 4th. Now it's a 6-point game, and this free throw is big. Benton shooting 69% from the free throw line on the season. This would make it a 3-possession game, and he does it.
Everything down low has been detrimental for the Cardinals today. Boxing out, points in the paint. Just been a rough one for them.
Lockhart, fadeaway. Zisk tried to pull the rebound down, and now the Saints come away with it. And this could about do it. And they're gonna hang on to the ball and shoot free throws. Winowicki with, that's his 5th personal foul. That's a tough one to lose if you're chucking up threes at the end. What a game for Jordan, though. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 3-pointers. 10 3-pointers in the last 2 games on this floor, and he has given them a spark, plus drawing those charges, too. I'll put Bo LePage at the free throw line. And he hits the first. This is where you're missing some of those 3-point shooters with Austin Harless being out and Tom Hronis being out. Kip French and Matt Lockhart forced into duty, and their Booker just fires one up off the back iron, and that's going to be it. The Cardinals fight hard in the second half to come back and cut it down. But in the end, it's not enough, as a big second half for Aquinas leads the way. And the Cardinals lose this one 80-71. As the race for the number 8 spot just gets even more and more difficult. Cardinals certainly not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but makes the road a little tougher as they fall to 5-11 in the conference. Aquinas improves to 5-12. So the standings, as it sits, Concordia and Northwestern Ohio are both tied for the number 8 spot, but with Concordia sweeping Northwestern Ohio, they win the tiebreaker there. Aquinas moves up to 10th with a 5-12 record, and Lawrence Tech drops down to the 11th spot with a 4-12 record. So really just 4 teams going to go right down to the wire to determine who gets in to this conference tournament. Take a look at the final numbers here as Concordia shoots 41% on the game, 46% for Aquinas. Cardinals, 12 3-pointers, 12 of 30, 40%. That's a number you got to like. But the second half, the shots just were not falling enough for them. Aquinas, 6 of 17 from beyond the arc. Free throws, 14 of 21 for Aquinas, 7 of 12 for Concordia. Rebounds 47-34 in favor of Aquinas. That was a big number. 17-11 on the offensive glass. Cardinals had more assists, 15-12. Aquinas had more steals, 6-4. Turnovers, 14 for the Cardinals, 12 for Aquinas. Cardinals led in blocks, 6-4. Points in the paint, another big number, 46 for the Saints, 26 for the Cardinals. Bench scoring, 29-18 in favor of the Saints. Second chance points actually in favor of the Cardinals, 16-12, and points off turnovers, 9-8 in favor of Concordia. Jesse Hill has led the way for the Saints, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 3-pointers for him. Gabe Overway did some battle in the paint, 12 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for him. And 12 points for Davion Benton, the junior transfer. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds. Cardinals leading the way was Gerald Booker, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Jordan Winowicki, 14 points on 4 of 9 shooting from beyond the arc. Greg Alexander hit 3 threes along with 5 rebounds. He had 14 points. Matt Lockhart, 7 points, 4 rebounds. And Tyler Black also had some solid minutes, 8 points, 4 assists. Paul Zisk, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Had some late foul trouble there for Paul. So that will wrap up our coverage of Concordia University Ann Arbor men's basketball. Once again, the final score, 80-71. The Saints win this one. They now split the season series. The Cardinals fall to 9-17 overall, 5-11 in the WHAC. Aquinas, 9-15 overall, 5-9 in the WHAC. Earlier, the women picked up a huge win over the Saints. They win it 59-42. The defense did the job. They were impressive, holding them to 42 points. The Saints shot 25% from the field, 1 of 17, just 6% from beyond the arc on senior day for the women's team. Tristan Williams at a game-high 22 points, 7 boards, couple of blocks. Katie Snow with 12 points, 6 boards, 4 steals, 3 assists. As the Cardinals win their 3rd straight and they take over 4th place in the conference, and now with a loss by Lawrence Tech are a game behind Lawrence Tech for the number 3 spot. So the women on a roll. The next game, the Cardinals will have back-to-back road games on the schedule. This Wednesday, they'll take on U of M Dearborn, followed by a trip to Indiana Tech next Saturday. The next home game, the final home game of the regular season, and our next broadcast will be Wednesday, February 19th, when the Cardinals host Madonna. I'm sure it'll have playoff implications written all over it for both teams, and it'll be actual senior day. Well, it'll be on Wednesday. Of course, we usually have senior days on weekends just for the families and everything, but it'll be the last regular season game for the seniors. If you can't make it, we'll have it for you live here on the Cardinals YouTube channel. For all the latest news and information, be sure to check out ConcordiaCardinals.com, and you can find them on Twitter and Instagram at CUAA Cardinals. For the production team here at Concordia University and my partner, Jacob Brenke, thanks so much for tuning in. This is Josh Hackala saying so long from Ann Arbor.